This is the CVS Caremark Charity Classic Wrap.
Welcome to the historic and scenic Rhode Island Country Club in Barrington, site of the 16th annual CVS Caremark Charity Classic.
Round one of this two-day tournament is now in the books after a day of perfect weather and world-class golf.
Conditions could not have been more ideal for one of Southern New England's most highly anticipated sporting events of the year under warm, sunny skies. Scores of fans turned out to see 20 stars from the PGA, LPGA, and Champions Tours tee it up right here in Rhode Island.
And of course, they're competing in the name of charity. Since 1999, the CVS Caremark Charity Classic has raised more than $17 million for New England nonprofits. That's an average of more than $1 million each year.
Hello, everyone. I'm Patrick Little.
I'm Yianni Kourakis. Thanks for joining us. Great day of golf out there. Great weather.
Very exciting. And, of course, we told you about that there's 20 pros here this week, and once again, here to raise money for charity. Right. We'll talk about that more throughout the course of the show, but they're also playing for a whole lot of prize money as well, $1.5 million on the line.
So much good golf out there, and a lot of groups in contention going into day two. Should make for an exciting Tuesday. As for what happened on Monday, let's go to the highlights. All the pros gathered on 18 prior to the start of play to take in the opening ceremonies. Players walking up to the green with youngsters representing local charities. Of course, the big storyline coming into this 16th annual classic: could defending champs Steve Stricker and Bo Van Pelt match that record-setting 25 under from last year? Van Pelt helping that cause on 13. They finished -9, tied for the lead. Co-host Brad Faxon, he's never won this thing, trying to do so, playing with Eric Compton. He gets the birdie on 2. They finished at -6. Jason Duffner, this is Zach Johnson on the birdie. They too had a very good day, -6 on the day. Billy Andrade, the co-host, he rolls one in on 2. The flat stick working for everyone early. We thought the scores were going to be a little bit lower, but some had trouble on the back 9. Lexi Thompson, one of LPGA's best, a top 10 finish at the U.S. Open this weekend. Patrick, I saw you do that yesterday. That's a little bit of a better shot, though.
Yeah, and she made the putt from that close. I missed it.
Putt.
I'm good at missing those type of putts, though.
Eric Compton, we'll hear from him later on. He nails a birdie. That, of course, is Brad Faxon's playing partner. Jason Duffner playing with Hunter Mahan. His approach shot on 12. Mahan would sink the birdie putt. We'll hear from these guys in just a bit. And then to the 12th, Peter Jacobson playing in his 16th Classic. He leans in the birdie. Nice day for he and Jimmy Walker. They are tied atop the leaderboard, Jacobson and Walker, along with Van Pelt and Stricker. It is jam-packed up there.
And I spoke with Billy Andrade a little while ago, and he said, you know what, when we put these things together every year, we hope going into the second round that it's anyone's shot to win. And I'd say maybe other than the last 2 teams at the bottom there, I think anyone there has a legitimate shot, if they can go low tomorrow, to win the 2014 CVS Caremark Charity Classic.
Joined now by Hunter Mahan and Jason Duffner. -7 on the day. You guys did well on the back 9. Jason, your first time playing in this tournament. How were the conditions out there?
Yeah, it was nice. Pretty scoreable. I think you're seeing some good scores. Nobody's really running away with it from what I can tell. So it should be a nice day tomorrow. And should be some good competition for the winner. So we'll see. We got to get off to a little better start, but we birdied 7 out of the last 12, so that was pretty good.
Who's responsible? There's always one guy, right, that's responsible for the success, or you ding and dong or whatever it is you do.
Well, Duff played nice, made a lot of putts there. I kept us in it early, but Duff played nice, had a lot of good shots, and once we got the feel of the greens, I think we could start being a little bit more aggressive because they were kind of, we had to get used to them and get to understand the feel of them. But it was a fun day, and Duff was a good partner to have.
It's great for the crowd out here because you guys can be aggressive knowing that your best score in each hole is going to be the one you put on the scorecard. How does that cater towards your game out here?
I think it's good. You could, like you said, you can be more aggressive. I think both partners should try and be aggressive. In certain situations, you might have to hit the brakes a little bit if your partner's out of the hole, but I think we're comfortable with the format. We play a lot of it in the team matches, Ryder Cup, President's Cup. Some Shark Shootout at the end of the year, so it's a nice format. It's nice to pick up, when you got a 3-footer and the team's already in for par. It's nice to be able to pick the ball up and go to the next hole, so it's a lot of fun.
That's my favorite type of golf, being able to pick up those 3-footers and just walk into the next tee. You can relate, right? You remember seeing that yesterday. I couldn't make one inside.
Yeah, your putting's pretty we won't even talk
We
about it.
played yesterday in the Pro-Am, but that's another topic for another time. Going from tour events to this sort of event, I know it's a team event, but it's so much more relaxed. And it's still stressful because you want to win, but how much do you guys enjoy going from a tour-type event to something like this?
Yeah, you know, we're playing a lot of golf throughout the year, so it's always nice to come out to an event like this and play a really good, fun golf course to play, a place you can make a lot of birdies, and to kind of have a partner to kind of share some time with out there and chat up. We had a good group of guys, Duffner and then Harris and Russell, so it's fun to just be out here and play golf and enjoy it and, you know, keep it simple and just try to make birdies.
Now, I was the starter today on the first hole, and the cue card was talking about your Twitter followers. Do you guys have a little competition on tour about the Twitter followers, or that was just something they thought would be funny?
I don't think there's any competition, but you know, it's a nice way to connect with the fans. It's good for our sponsors. Kind of shed some light sometimes into what we enjoy outside of golf. People really identify with us as golfers, but it's nice to kind of throw some stuff on there that we enjoy outside of golf, so people can pick up on that. But no competition. I think we just do it for fun. And maybe to waste some time when we're on the road. I try to stay away from it at home. I get in trouble at home too much, you know, sitting on that screen the whole time.
Final question for me. Technically, these are days off for you guys, and I know you probably prefer to have the rest, but you volunteer your time to come out here with Brad and Billy. And what's it like on tour when those guys come up to you and ask you to do something like this? Is it an easy yes? I mean, no problem, will be there. Is it that type of event?
Well, it's difficult because so many guys are doing so many good things out here and having and impacting their local communities kind of throughout the year. So sometimes you have to say no, and it stinks because you don't want to. You know, I haven't played here in a few years, so I got the invite this year, and I'm really excited because I enjoyed coming here. The fans come on and show us a great time. You know, Billy and Brad really have done an incredible job keeping an event alive like this for 16 years. Is really impressive. That's really difficult to do, and they've got a great group of guys here. I mean, they've done a great job, and you know, impacting the local community is pretty impressive.
All right, well, thanks, guys, and hope you make a run tomorrow, and we'll see you in the winner's circle tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
thanks,
good.
guys.
Thank you.
We are just getting started on the CVS Caremark Charity Classic Wrap.
When we return to Rhode Island Country Club, we'll sit down with two of the biggest stars from the LPGA Tour.
And we catch up with one of golf's most inspiring stars who continues competing and giving back after surviving 2 heart transplants.
And we're joined now by the team of Morgan Pressel and Julie Inkster, and they just wrapped up their round, 4 under par today. And that was what? Below average? Average?
Below average. But
it wasn't our best effort.
It wasn't
out there.
our best
But it was
effort.
tough. Today played tougher because of the wind, but we really ideally wanted 6 birdies each, and we came up with 2 each.
Oh.
So we weren't quite at the level that we would like to be.
Yeah.
We got another chance tomorrow.
As a past champion here, what did you take from your 2012 victory into today's? Was anything applicable in today's?
Jay Haas, Julie Inkster. Let's see.
Let's see.
Was that the issue at hand?
Oh, it's the partner.
Not
Okay.
at all. It was just, I mean, you know, in 2012 we made a lot more birdies. That's, you know, the difference. And we watched our playing partners today. They made a lot of birdies, especially early, and they just kind of coasted in.
Chipped
but
in a couple times.
I mean, it's kind of a little bit of luck out here, and we didn't get any of the luck. We ended up short in the heart far too many times.
Yeah.
So,
I think she's aiming that
I was
at
going
me.
to say, where was that aimed? Right.
No,
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
it too.
So coming from Pinehurst to here, from a championship setup, a major championship setup, to a members course like this where you can make a lot of birdies, there's rough, there's green grass, you know. It must be really nice to come from that over to this where you can really, I want to say enjoy golf, but I'm sure it's a little more enjoyable.
Well, it's still a Donald Ross course. I
Yeah.
mean, the
Yeah.
greens are still very challenging.
Yeah, but you know it is. I mean, it's different. The weather is so much better. It was smoking hot in North Carolina. You know, this is on her 6th, and I don't even know what this is for me. But I always enjoyed coming back here. The people are great. I love the golf course. You know, we just got to find a way tomorrow to just come out and play and get a few more chances.
Now, you guys must be exhausted coming from the U.S. Open. What does it say about this tournament that you come here a day after playing in perhaps your biggest tournament of the year?
Yeah, last year we like it so much. Last year we came the Monday and Tuesday of our Open. We didn't.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
we went and got practice rounds in early. I mean, I really enjoy playing with the men. I love watching their games. You know, they're very nice guys. We don't get to see them that much. I'm talking about golf and their families and, you know, where they went to school and stuff like that. So I enjoy it, that aspect of it. And, you know, here, you know, with Billy and Brad, you know, we're helping out with these the Rhode Island charities. You know, a lot of these charities wouldn't be able to function without this tournament. So we get to do the fun part. We play the golf, and you know, all these people come out and support it. So it's a win-win.
Morgan, final question. Julie played in her final U.S. Open this past weekend. Is there any way you can convince her to keep going, do you think? Because she played so well. She's in contention. I mean, it's not time to retire yet, Julie.
Well, we'll see what she thinks next year. She's a tough cookie, though, so she might stick to her word. But she also didn't think she'd play another Solheim Cup, and she did.
That's what. Well, I got railroaded in that.
Yeah, you never know.
But I mean,
I'm holding out some hope.
My dad was number 35. He played for baseball, and I just thought that was a perfect
35th
time.
Open?
Yeah, 35th Open. His number was 35. I'm all good
What
with
if
it.
you would have gotten the automatic exemption?
No.
No, you still think you would have turned that down?
Even if I won, I wasn't going to play. I am.
Oh.
Well, maybe if I won, I had
She'll
to play.
be fresh next year.
But if I finished second, I wasn't. You know what? I'm
She's
good
gonna
with
be
it.
there scouting out the Solheim Cup team anyway, so
I
she'll
am.
still be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going to doing some commentating for Golf Channel next year and stuff. So I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Well, hopefully neither of you retire from playing in the CVS.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Well, Brad and Billy will have me. I'm
me
back.
too. I hear you.
Yeah.
Play well tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
And Prestel and Inkster finished at -4, 5 off the lead, still in contention heading into Tuesday.
Yeah, they certainly are. This is really a fascinating story. When Eric Compton was 12 years old, he picked up a golf club for the first time. Doctors told him due to a medical condition he could no longer play contact sports. Now, golf was his new passion, but he almost didn't get a chance to play golf. He almost didn't get a chance to do anything in his life because it almost ended twice.
Let everybody know that organ donation works and transplantation works, and I want people to have the same opportunity that I have. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the 2 donors that have saved my life.
Oftentimes, when we refer to someone that does something good themselves or for someone else, we say they have a big heart.
Eric Compton.
Eric Compton has one of those. The only difference is this is his 3rd heart. When Compton was just 12, he received his first heart transplant. 12 years later, after suffering a major heart attack, Eric had a 2nd transplant.
We're all day to day. Each individual has different effects and different things that happen to them. Just really enjoying the Open that I had last week and then being here and just moving forward. I mean, we all have adversity ahead of us, and there will be adversity for me, but hopefully not in the short term.
There you go, buddy. Not only is Compton playing on the PGA Tour, he's playing really well. Eric finished in a tie for 2nd at the U.S. Open 2 weeks ago.
I mean, if anything were to happen to me in the next few days, like I said, I've lived a life that has been full.
Each player is paired with a charity in a closest to the pin contest on the par 3 17th hole.
We're so proud.
Compton's charity is the American Heart Association. Is it nice to have a guy like Eric who likes to tell the story too? Because sometimes people maybe shy away from telling the story, where he is more than happy to share his story.
Absolutely. As a 2-time heart transplant recipient, he knows how important it is to spread hope and awareness that you can fight heart disease and you can still do the things that you love. We want people to see him succeed and be inspired.
And I have a beautiful wife and daughter that are at home in Miami, and they've supported me. People who are around you are affected by this. And that's why I think it's great what CVS is doing with the community here, because there's a lot of people who are affected with family and friends that go through adversity, and they want hope. Everybody wants hope. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Such a pleasure chatting with Eric today. Such an inspiration to so many people. He and his partner, Brad Faxon, 3 shots off the lead going into the final round.
I think the whole golf community is now rooting for Eric Compton going forward. Still to come on the CVS Caremark Charity Classic Wrap. Why this one-of-a-kind tournament really is a family affair.
This is truly a community event, and we really try and mix it up every year. And this year, we're repeating the All Kids Can Challenge. That was a wonderful event last year. it's a wonderful opportunity for them and their parents, as well as the spectators and the golfers themselves, because these guys really get an essence of what it's like to be on a course.
The second year in a row, 20 lucky children took part in the All Kids Can 3-Hole Challenge this morning.
Yeah, kids representing a variety of charities got to experience golf like the pros, an especially designed challenge for children of all ages and abilities. And you know what? This next story, Yianni, really appropriate. Just a couple of weeks after Father's Day.
Yeah, Matt Kuchar and Zach Johnson had two special people on their bags today. Happened to be their fathers. Here's Mark Dondero with the story.
The relationship between a golfer and his caddy is key on the professional level. Not only does the caddy have to be golf savvy, reading putts and selecting clubs, but I wouldn't want one who's annoying.
Well, I mean, you can say arguably that I spend the most time with my caddy other than my wife, you know? So, I mean, it is a professional marriage, if you will.
But as strong as the caddy-player bond sounds, it's not like the bond shared between father and son. Just ask Zach Johnson and Matt Kuchar, who are having their dads, David and Peter, caddy for them during the CVS Caremark Charity Classic.
It's a treat. I mean, you know, I remember back when I was playing amateur golf and whatnot, maybe even some mini tour golf, where, you know, he toked the bag around a little bit, and it was fun. I mean, it's something that, you know, as I'm getting older, now that I have kids, it's pretty special.
There won't be too much advice on the golf game. I'm going to try to stay out of the way, not make any mistakes, stay out of the through lines, all that stuff. I'm just going to try to have fun, enjoy the weather, enjoy the people.
Now, obviously, for Matt Kuchar's father, he enjoys kind of reliving the glory days and spending the day caddying for his son. But for Mr. Kuchar, there's a personal reason he looks forward to this event specifically.
I went to junior high school here in Barrington, and this is one of my favorite cities in America, so it's great fun for me to be back.
And the 2 days in Rhode Island definitely give the Kuchars a chance to catch up, and maybe, if there's time, catch a ball game.
We're talking about my grandchildren, his children. We're talking about what we're going to do later in the week. You know, Matt mentioned...
And don't forget the Boston Red Sox.
And the Sox, too, yeah. Okay. We're big Sox fans.
It's a fun event that we always make a tradition that Dad caddies for me. So he used to caddy for me back in the amateur days and had some great success together. We've done a lot of really cool events together, winning the U.S. Amateur '97, playing in the Masters and U.S. Open in '98. So some real highlights and some fun things we've done together. And now this is our tradition that he comes back and does the 2 days here at the CVS Charity Classic, and it's really fun to reunite this way.
At the CVS Caremark Charity Classic, Mark Dondero, Eyewitness Sports.
And I remember Matt's father caddying for him when he was an amateur back in 1998 here. He played an amateur event when he was at Georgia Tech in college.
You think he still listens to his dad when he's reading a putt?
Not anymore. He's the boss now, right? The player's the boss out on the
right.
golf course. A little different.
Well, if you're looking for extended coverage of the CVS Caremark Charity Classic, look no further than WPRI.com.
That's right. You can find a real-time leaderboard, tee times, that'll look back at the Charity Classic throughout the years. And we're not done yet here on the CVS Caremark Charity Classic wrap. When we come back to the Rhode Island Country Club, we'll show you some impressive swings you really have to see to believe.
Welcome back to Rhode Island Country Club. It's a course that's green certified for its sustainability efforts. This year, the CVS Caremark Charity Classic has also gone green.
That's right. Organizers introduced a number of new recycling and composting initiatives aimed at making this one-of-a-kind event even more friendly for the environment.
We've been working with CVS to make the golf tournament a green event, and one of the components of that is food waste composting. These products break down and cause landfill gas, so by going to the composting facility, they'll be recycled and turned into a usable product.
Now, of course, some of the most entertaining parts of the day happen before the guys even tee it off.
This is one of my favorite parts of the tournament every year, the clinic before the actual tournament begins. And one of the stars of the show, Jamie Sedlowski, a world-long drive champion. And this is, I think, the third year that he has been here, and he puts on quite a show. He hits the driver close to 400 yards. He also hits a putter about 300 yards, and he can obviously drive it through a piece of plywood as well. That's some club head speed right there. Peter Jacobson, the
through the watermelon
assistant,
too.
That's not too bad either right there, exploding that. But I mean, literally, he takes a putter and he hits with a putter the ball almost 300 yards, and the baseball swing as well. Jamie was a former minor league hockey player when he was a young kid, so he's a strong kid with a very, very hard swing.
And it was cool, all the pros going out and teaching us about their swings, and of course all the pros walking up with some of the kids who are benefiting from the charity. So really a special event prior to the tee time early this morning.
All right, let's take another look at the leaderboard before we wrap things up tonight. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, it is a stacked leaderboard, and there's a lot of teams here that still have a chance to win this tournament.
Jacobson and Walker -9. Van Pelt and Stricker, your defending champs, tied for the lead. Keep an eye at Haas, Andrade, Henry English, Mahan, Duffner, Compton, Faxon, Johnson, Kuchar, all within 3 shots. Johnson and Kuchar won in 2011. They're trying to repeat. Really, everyone is still in this thing.
That's right. Perfect weather tomorrow for more birdies and eagles and a lot of low scores. So if you haven't had a chance to come check out the CVS Caremark Charity Classic over the last 15 years and you didn't get a chance to come out today, still plenty of tickets available for tomorrow. We do want to tell folks, though, that if you do get a ticket either online or at a local CVS or here at the course, we want to pass along the message you cannot park here in Barrington. You have to park at Seekonk Speedway.
I want to remind everyone to tune into our coverage throughout tonight and tomorrow. And remember, we're back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. to wrap it all up. We'll hear from the winners and, of course, co-hosts Billy Andrade and Brad Faxon.
And one other thing about Seekonk Speedway, free shuttle for you folks that park at the Speedway to get over here to the course.
All right.
That's going to do it for this edition of the CVS Caremark Charity Classic Wrap. For Yianni and our entire crew out here in Barrington at the Rhode Island Country Club, I'm Patrick Little. We'll see you again tomorrow night.